Hi, and welcome back to Epic Academy STEM and Art. I'm Liz, this is Eve, and today we are going to be making tie-dye. So tie-dye has kind of become the unofficial sponsor of Quarantine 2020. You are probably seeing a lot of people wearing it, or if you're on social media, a lot of ads for tie-dye, or people are wearing tie-dye. So today we decided to make our own tie-dye out of things that we have in our own house. So to follow along, you're going to need a few different ingredients: water, salt, white vinegar, a squirt bottle, and you can use a water bottle with a squirty top. You can use an old shampoo bottle, an old soap bottle, so any kind of bottle that has a squirty top. A 1/2 measuring cup, rubber bands. Now we don't have any regular rubber bands, and so we just are using these princessy shaped ones, so that's fine. Or you can use regular brown rubber bands. A plastic bag that needs to be big enough to put in your piece of white clothing. So speaking of that, white clothing is another thing you will need, and it can be a shirt or pants or socks or anything that you want that's white. A bucket, a plastic bucket that you can put the dye in, and food coloring. So we have, what kind of colors do we have here?
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
Awesome. And then if you have maybe only red and blue and yellow at home, remember you can mix those colors as well to make other colors. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So the first step number 1, is we need to use our measuring cup to pour a 1/2 cup of vinegar and a 1/2 cup of water into our bucket. So we'll do that first. Would you like to hold the measuring cup? Okay. Let's hold it over the bucket in case we spill. So we're measuring a 1/2 cup of the white vinegar. Dump. Good job. And a 1/2 cup of the water. So can you hold the measuring cup back over? Good job. Nice. I know it smells bad. So our bucket is a little more narrow. So what we're going to do is add another 1/2 cup of vinegar and another 1/2 cup of water to give it a little more space. But if your item of clothing fits perfectly in there all by itself, then you just need to use 1/2 cup of each. And what is 1/2 plus 1/2? Do you know? 1 whole. 1/2 and 1/2 equals 1 whole. Okay. So we have our 1 whole cup of water and our 1 whole cup of vinegar in our bucket. And now we're just going to take our white t-shirt and stick it in the bucket. So you can drop it right in. Good job. And you can use this to really poke it down if you want and make sure that shirt is all wet. And we're going to let it soak for 30 minutes. That is going to help prepare the cotton on the garment to really soak up that food coloring and dye when we're ready for it. So we have it nice and wet. We're going to soak it for 30 minutes and then we'll be back. See you in a second. We're back. It has been 30 minutes. So what we will do now is take our t-shirt out of the bucket and squeeze it out. This is called wringing it out. So we're going to squeeze out all of the water over the bucket so it doesn't drip anywhere. So can you squeeze it really tight with your hands? See, so as Eve is doing that, all the water and vinegar is running out and dripping back down into the bucket. So again, we did that so it would be ready to soak up all of that food coloring that we're going to mix together. And then while she's doing that, something else that happened during our 30-minute break, we put down a plastic mat because we're going to get a little messy when it comes to making all of the food coloring and the dye, and we don't want it to go all over furniture or the floor or anything like that. So we spread out a big piece of plastic. You can also use newspaper. You can do this outside like we are, but make sure that you have something down on the ground so your food coloring doesn't get everywhere. Are we all good? Okay, so we're all squeezed out. We'll move our bucket aside.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so now what we're going to do is make our design with our rubber bands. So where would you like your first design? We'll do these together. Where do you want your first white circle? So anywhere we put a rubber band, that's what's going to stay white on our shirt. Right here in the middle. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking this piece right here in the middle that she wants, and I'm twisting it up, and I'm going to wrap it with a rubber band. And I'm spacing my rubber band out a little bit to make a cool pattern. So that's one. So now we can put rubber bands anywhere else on the shirt that we want. Up here in the corner. And if you want to do like a pattern, like a big giant spiral shape or something, then you would start in the middle and roll out until it looked like a big sausage. But we are just making a whole bunch of different shapes and patterns. So this is our shirt right now. It kind of looks like a turkey.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to mix our first color. So we're using the same squirt bottle for all of our colors. And if you have more than one squirt bottle, then you can decide to do it that way instead. So we are going to fill it up. I'm going to check my instructions. Let's see here. With a half cup of water and 8 drops of food coloring. So here's our half cup. You want to hold that? Would you like me to pour it in the squirt bottle, or would you like to? Be a little tricky. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it over here in case it spills.
I want to try to do that.
Sure. We got most of it. Okay, and what color would you like to do first? Blue. Blue, perfect. So we're going to squeeze in, tough to get open, 8 drops of blue right into our bottle. 1, 2. Oh, is it a little goopy? Whoa, that was a huge one. I think that counts as 3 drops. So 1, 2, 3, squeeze again. Whoa, 4, 5, 6, and then maybe one more squeeze. Okay. So friends, our food coloring is very goopy. So you might need to use a little less. So we will screw that on really nice and tight. And we'll squirt. Whoa! Oh boy! Yeah, so dye can definitely go everywhere. So that's why it's important to wear either black clothes or clothes that you don't care about getting a little messy. That's why Evie's got her apron on. So, are we done with the blue? Okay, so we'll unscrew. We only have 1 bottle, so we'll unscrew the top of the blue and we'll dump our old water right in our bucket.
It looks old stains.
Yeah. And then I will rinse. Oh, yes, get it all out. And then I'm going to rinse out the blue while you decide what color you want to do next.
Whoa, that's another one. Oh.
Whoa! Look at our hands. Wear gloves, baby. Not all the
Oh
way
yeah,
up.
oh yeah.
And cover it up, remember? Shake.
Let's see how it come out.
That looks super green.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait here.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, nice one.
Yeah, we need a little more green.
Totally.
Oh, one here is plain.
Yes, great idea.
Ooh.
Love it. Anywhere else?
On the back somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, here. Oh.
Nice one. The back for good luck. Okay. All right, so this is amazing. We've got our tie-dyed t-shirt. I can't wait to see how this is gonna look. So now what we do, woo, is can you open this plastic bag, Evie?
Yes.
Hold it over the plastic wrap. We drop our shirt inside.
This is a really messy project.
A really messy project.
So stay tuned outside.
Yes, we're gonna make sure that there's not a lot of air in it. So we're gonna squeeze out the air, seal it up, spread it out nice inside, and we're gonna leave it overnight for these colors to soak in. So we will check back with you tomorrow when we take out the rubber bands and see our t-shirt. See you soon.
Bye.
We're gonna go wash our hands.
Yeah.
High five. All right, welcome back everybody. It is the next day. It's very early in the morning, but we were so excited to see what's going to happen with our tie-dye shirt. So then this is the final step. This is what makes it okay for it to wear, and so all the dye doesn't get out on our skin when we try to wear it. So Evie, you can take that out of the bag. Whoa, it looks so cool. All right, so we'll rest it on the bag a minute.
Yes.
And we're going to make our mixture to put in our new bucket. Our old bucket had a crack in it. So we're going to put a half cup of water. Good job. And you know what, let's do another scoop of water just in case. And a half cup of salt, and we're going to mix it in our bucket. So we're making salt water. Dump.
Should people actually eat the salt?
Well, drinking salt water is not good for your body. We would not want to do
like
that.
actual salt, like just salt like that.
I don't think so. So we got almost all the salt out of our cup. Now let's dump it out. All right. Swirl it around. So we've got a nice swirly mix of salt water in here. Now we're going to pick up our shirt and dump it in there real quick. And swirl it around. Swirl it around in there. Move it all around.
Cup.
Yep. Nope, you can just swirl it all around. We'll pour a little more water right on top of it.
Yeah.
Swirly swirl. Good job. So what's happening here is, if you look now, if you can see our water, whoopsie, our water is all dark, so that's helping some of the extra dye get out of here. Now while I move this out of the way, Evie, you can do what's called plunging. Do you know what plunging is? Plunging means you put it in and then you pull it out, and you put it in and you pull it out. Can you do that? See, nothing's getting on my hands this time because the water is soaking up all that extra dye. So this is what would have gone on our skin if we hadn't done this. So plunge it in, pull it out. You got it. Plunge it in, yeah, and then lift it on out. So we're plunging our shirt. And now comes the fun part. Ready?
Our shirt is floating.
You're right, it is floating. So now we'll squeeze. And now we get to take out all the rubber bands and see what design we made.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm so glad we get to do this.
Me too.
How do you do that, Mommy? Oh, that's cool.
Ta-da! Whoa! Can you want to hold it up so everyone can see? Our own tie-dye shirt that we made. What do you think, babe?
I like it. But I'm gonna wear the front and the back.
Neat. All right, friends, so there you have it, how to make your very own tie-dye at home from things that you have in your house. See you next time.